I'm overall rank 3,073 and going for, obviously I want to try and hit that 1K over the last few weeks. I've done a few videos now. And it was going really well at the weekend until kind of Greenwood hit his form really, and Greenwood's kind of cost me. At one point I was about 1,800, which was great, but then Greenwood took over. Obviously he's what does he get? Around 18 points this week, which is crazy. He's still got one game to play, so that he's probably really hammered my rank there. Going through my players that I did have, Mindy 11 points. Obviously that penalty save was bittersweet as a City fan, but a Mendy owner. So obviously I wanted Aguero wouldn't score that, but to get 11 points from Mendy is quite good against the grain, where there wasn't too many points from popular goalkeepers this week. Maguire won, so my transfer in for Aspilicueta was a complete Mindy fail. So it's good to have a bit of Mindy's luck spreading across my team this game week. Trent 7. We've both bigged up Trent for the past few weeks, and he's probably the standout defender the last 3 games. Liverpool got to really go for it. Shaw 2, but they got Liverpool. Shaw's kind of defying, like, badly. He's kind of defying his FPL potential, because every game you watch him, you think he's going to get an assist or a goal. He had a couple of shots on target at the weekend, and then he's just not delivering his points. But you kind of, I know there's only 3 games left, but hopefully one of those games he might get a monster haul, but who knows. And then Bob Holding 2 conceded against West Brom, which I thought was nailed on clean sheet, so that was a bit good. And then I got Chelsea. I'm not expecting too much from there. Bruno, captain, 22, still got Liverpool to play. No shot there. I think everyone had him. Salah.
You say everyone had him. Some people went without him.
Without Bruno?
Yeah. So some people, because some people got rid of him for like a Son or a Bale. A week
ahead of the triple. Oh, right, yeah.
And then they were probably looking at it like, well, I'd have to take a hit to get him in for this triple, and then he's got a blank, and then so it's a hit to get him out. So I know, like, for example, the Black Box lot. Don't want to be plugging rival podcasts, but yeah, there were some.
Black Box lot sounds like The Office, the Swindon lot.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyway, I'll let you crack on with the rest of your take.
No, and then Jota talked about. I'm in a bit of a tricky situation with Jota, because he doesn't play against United. You kind of think he's going to play the weekend game, which is it West Brom. So you kind of want to keep him, but he's locking you out of another Liverpool slot there. Obviously, Mane got a goal at the weekends, and he looked really good. So I'll be interested to see that going forward. Son 7. I thought I made the right decision to not go Greenwood, but then obviously Greenwood took over. But you can't argue with that. Son 7 with 2 good fixtures, and then obviously last game of the season, and then Kane 2, bit annoying, but most people have Kane, and then Iheanacho 9, which for a double and the form he's in, you kind of expect him to get more than that, but you can't really. If you've had Iheanacho the past few weeks, you can't really argue. Looking ahead to
not for the price.
No, you can't. Looking ahead to my transfers, I'll start with Iheanacho actually. So he's probably the one that I'm looking to get out this week, just because there's a lot of good forwards emerging now for those last 3 games. You've got Calvert-Lewin, you've got Antonio, Bamford. You've even got Chris Wood, who's got a great fixture in 38 against Sheffield United. So you kind of...
Chris Wood's actually... So just to add some credence, some stats to what you're saying, over the last... not that I have to, because, you know, he's 3K ranked. Not saying that...
So you had a bit of credibility to what I'm saying.
But yeah, over the last 6, he's 3rd for expected goal involvement, Wood, behind Kane and Salah.
Right, he had a great goal on Monday. Yeah,
that he tried like a pirouette as well, like on the outside of the box, like Prime Ibra, and then just lashes one in. It was just he's on that like vein of form that Iheanacho and Lingard were in. Like it's definitely on it.
The thing that draws me to Wood as well, if he does play well next 2, he's kind of an easy transfer from Calvert-Lewin, because Calvert-Lewin's got a great next 2 fixtures, Sheffield United and Wolves defence doesn't look great at the moment. So you kind of have Calvert-Lewin for them 2, and then get him out if your team looks good elsewhere, you kind of take Calvert-Lewin out for Wood for that last game against Sheffield United. So that's actually what I'm looking to do this week. I'm going to put Iheanacho to Calvert-Lewin with that Wood transfer in mind in 38. I had a look at my team.
The interesting thing about that is the Sheffield United hunting philosophy, because they're just, I think they're
bad.
They're in the top 3 or something for expected goals conceded. So yeah, it's definitely a ploy to, because the transfers now are so precious, like 3 left. So using them to target one of the worst defenses in the league makes sense. So yeah, Calvert-Lewin and Wood, from that point of view, they do sound like good planned moves.
Yeah, and that Sheffield United team got beat 2-0 off Palace at the weekend, which looked absolutely shocking against Southampton. Now, they started off well, but didn't look up to much. Look on the beach, and there's about 40 players out of contract at the end of the season, so there's going to be a lot of change at Palace, which will be interesting going forward. So yeah, that's going to be my transfer, Iheanacho to Calvert-Lewin, but I've got to afford it somehow. So it's going to be Maguire out. So he was in for 1 week, in for a triple game week, 1 point. See you later. Thanks for coming. And that'll leave me with 4.4. And I'm a bit undecided as to who to go for at the moment. It's looking like it might be Tyreek Mitchell. I know I've talked about Palace not being too great, but they've got Villa in 36, and he's playing every game at the moment. So it would either be him or a Leeds defender, but I kind of don't want to double up with that with Dallas. So it'd be Ayling or Alioski. I'm trying to think. There's no one really at that price point. It's a bit of a shit price point, 4.4 for a defender. You're not really going to get too much. I kind of just need someone with a good game week in 36 to get me through it.
I think, but Leeds' fixtures are better than Palace's, right?
Yeah, so that's what the only thing that might sway me against. I know I'm not planning on bringing in Bamford and Rafinha, but you lock yourself out of getting them two if you wanted them at any point. But yeah, has Ayling got an attacking return this season?
No, he's not.
So Alioski might be more.
It's funny to look back to the start of the season, and it was like a big debate, wasn't it? Dallas versus Ayling. I think we didn't know how much Dallas was going to play in midfield back then, to be fair. But I think if I was in your position, I'd be looking at Leeds, rather than, because is Mitchell even nailed on? Like, Arnold?
I think he's played the last 4 or 5 now. I think it's Van Arnold's out of contract, so just trying to give Mitchell as much time as possible. But yeah, he's played 2 in 3 days. Well, am I right in saying that? Did they have a fixture for Saturday? Yeah, so they obviously played Saturday, Tuesday, 2 and 3. So whether he gets that game again at the weekend will be interesting. So maybe I will go for that Leeds defender. Way up. I think it's either Llorente, Alioski, or Ayling. So yeah, it just means that I won't be able to get Rafinha and Bamford, but we've only 3 games left. Well, 2 after this game week. Probably won't be bringing in both anyway. So yeah.
Would you be playing this defender in game weeks 37 and 38 or not?
No, just 36.
Right. Okay. Oh, so the fixtures don't actually really matter that much then, actually.
No, it's just 36.
Right. And would the money you save on going to Mitchell let you do more, like, for the next couple of weeks, or does that extra point to you not matter?
No, 37. I'm kind of, unless someone's ankle ligaments go in 37. Yeah, 36. I'm kind of 37. I just want to.
Injuries happen in FPL. Like, you can tell how lucky your season's been. As soon as one bad thing happens, you just can't get over it. You mentioned it about 10 times so far.
It's killed my game week. It's killed my FPL. It's almost killed my 1K dream, and just can't.
Is that why you were saying you didn't get any sleep last night? Just thinking of Maguire's ligaments popping.
Yeah, pretty much that. So yeah, I probably will go the Leeds defender, just because if I do pick up an injury in 36, well, one of my players do, at least that gives me potential to play the Leeds defender in 37 as well.
No, I think you were right the first time when you said if I pick up an injury, because it seems like if one of your FPL players gets an injury, you take it to heart somewhere. It's like you. I
feel it. Yeah.
It's like you're heartbreaking. That's the injury. No, yeah, I think I'd probably lean towards the Leeds defender as well.
That would be a -4 hit, by the way. I just think Calvert-Lewin in the next two, especially that Sheffield United game. I think if you don't have him, you're asking for trouble. I think potentially.
Well, we'll talk more about Calvert-Lewin compared to the other strikers in a bit. But in terms of your Project 1K stuff, do you know roughly how many points you are off the 1K?
No, but I was touching it, like I said in my intro.
With the green, it was just the Greenwood stuff.
Yeah, so if I was to hazard to guess, I'd probably say about 20 points away, probably.
Yeah. So do you think with those planned moves that's enough? Like, what are your early captain thoughts for this week?
Salah, probably. Salah or Calvert-Lewin. Maybe I might have to go Calvert-Lewin to kind of make a bit of ground.
Let's try and quickly check now how far you'd be off the top 1K. So are there any? While I'm checking that, are there any other players that you've got in mind, or is that like set? I guess Chris Wood.
No, the only other one would be Iheanacho to Bamford or Antonio. I don't really want to do Antonio because I've already got Lingard, and West Ham last couple of games don't look as good going forward. So if I brought in if you had two West Ham forwards, you're kind of asking them to kind of kickstart again.
Kickstart again? Isn't that like an example song or something?
What, love kickstarts again? Example, yeah.
Don't know why that reminded me of that. Anyway, so I've just checked someone's team who's in the top. Is it like 900 something in the world, and they're on 2349 points. And what's your points number?
2320. Yeah, so I'm not too far. Wasn't too far away in prediction. So about
25 points, something like that, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you did the sort of safe captain of Salah, I'd just bring in Calvert-Lewin and that budget defender. Do you think you're doing enough to make the ground that you're trying to gain?
Well, it's all that Calvert-Lewin is almost. I don't want to drift further away from that 1K. Because I think the next two, I think he looks brilliant, especially if he scores again against Aston Villa. Obviously, that'd be detriment to me, but I think he's going to be a guy that's back in form. We know how good he was at the start of the season, and before this week, his XG and big chances in the box, he was leading them all, so it was no surprise to see him score. I kind of just want to stick close enough to the 1K, like touching distance. If I can get to within about 10 points going into 38 with two transfers, then I think I probably will do a bit ballsy in the last day, maybe Captain Aguero or something like that. But I think this week, I know what you mean. Like, you should potentially go a bit more risky, but I think it's just a case of kind of trying to hold on.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking of because Calvert-Lewin's ownership is still pretty decent. Let's have a quick look. I think,
but he could feasibly get 2 or 3 goals against Sheffield United. It wouldn't surprise you, would it? Isn't he a Sheffield Wednesday fan as well?
I'm not sure on that. So he's 30% owned, which will probably go up before the weekend as well. But yeah, well, I was just trying to see if I can tempt you out of that missionary position, but I can see you're losing your erection just at the thought of it. It's not going to work, is it? Any first time listeners we wonder what on earth we're talking about now. But yeah, so is that the end of your game review there?
Yeah, that's the end.